Other senators react to Bautista's announcement. Majority Leader Tito Sotto says the Comelec chief may still change his mind, but for Minority Leader Frank Drilon, it was the right move.
Hindi ako naniniwala. Ang reading ko nung sinabing sulat is my decision to resign by the end of the year. Therefore, hindi pa siya nagre-resign. Di ba? Pwedeng magbago yun dahil kung may decision to resign, kung after Christmas, nagbago isip.
I think that was the right move. Anyway, he's no longer facing an impeachment complaint, and therefore it cannot be said that he's avoiding impeachment. It is the best thing that he can do so that, he can take care of his problems while after he has quit the office, and therefore no one can say that he is using the powers of his office to influence the outcome of the case.
75 ang bumotong yes na sang-ayong ibasura ang impeachment case, habang 137 ang bumotong no para tutulan ang pagbasura nito. Dalawa naman ang nag-abstain. Isa si House Speaker Pantaleon Alvarez na bumoto mismo ng no, pati na sina Cebu 3rd District Representative Gwendolyn Garcia at Kabayan Representative Harry Roque na mga mambabatas na endorser din ng impeachment complaint.
That the charges against the chairman of the Commission on Elections, Chairman Bautista, are very serious. Therefore, I vote no to the committee report.
Must object to the committee report, consistent with my position that the impeachment complaint with the charges contained therein must be heard and tried in the Senate, perhaps also in order for Chairman Bautista to be given the opportunity to answer these charges.
And in support of the vote of my Speaker and Deputy Speaker Gwen Garcia, I vote no, impeach Andres Bautista.
Dahil sa botong 137, lagpas ito sa 1/3 na bilang o 97 na miyembro ng Kamara, kaya na-override o nabaligtad ang naunang desisyon ng House Committee on Justice noong September 20 na ibasura ang kaso. Nanindigan sina Garcia at Roque na impeached pa rin si Bautista sa kabila ng pagsasabi nitong magre-resign na. Pinuna pa nilang hindi naman irrevocable ang nabasa nilang resignation letter ni Bautista, hindi rin naka-address sa Pangulo at sa katapusan pa ng Disyembre ito epektibo. Tingin nila, taktika lang ito ni Bautista para maisahan ang Kamara.
Resignation is always an option for him. Pero wag naman niyang gawin na magkakaroon siya ng insurance against impeachment.
If he thought that madadala niya yung mga kongresista with that very lame claim to resignation, apparently, to answer your question, the 137 congressmen saw through it all, saw through his game.
Oras na maghain nga ng formal na resignation si Bautista ay madidismiss din naman ang impeachment trial. Pero tila wala na raw silbi ang pag-resign.
He lost his opportunity to voluntarily resign. Whatever happens from now on, in the records of the House, in the records of this nation's history, he is the first Comelec chairman to be impeached.
So if he resigns, then there's really no... It's moot that it becomes moot and academic.
Ihahanda na sa lalong madaling panahon ng House Justice Committee ang articles of impeachment laban kay Bautista. Ito ang ifo-forward sa Senado na magsisilbing impeachment court. Ilan sa mga akusasyon kay Bautista ay betrayal of public trust dahil sa hacking ng Comelec website, misdeclaration sa kanyang SALN at pagtanggap ng referral fees.
You're in the newsroom on CNN Philippines tonight. More than 100 lawmakers reject the dismissal of a complaint against Andres Bautista and effectively impeach the Comelec chief. Transport officials push carpooling by banning solo driving on EDSA, but how are motorists taking the proposal? And internet star Xander Ford wants to prove his transformation is more than skin deep. Good evening, I'm Mitzi Romeo. Our top story tonight, the House of Representatives rejects the Justice Committee's decision to dismiss the impeachment complaint against Comelec Chairman Andy Bautista. Our Joyce Ilas tells us what happened.
The vote shows that the resolution is overridden.
137 lawmakers rejected the House resolution dismissing the impeachment complaint against Commission on Elections Chairman Andy Bautista. This effectively impeached Bautista as well. Only 75 lawmakers supported the Justice Committee's recommendation, while 2 abstained from voting. Under House impeachment rules, when the Committee on Justice dismisses a complaint, it shall submit to the plenary a resolution on its decision. The plenary will then vote on the resolution. A vote of at least 1/3 of all House members, in this case 98 members, is necessary to override the resolution. If at least 98 voted against the resolution, the respondent, in this case Bautista, is effectively impeached. And the Justice Committee shall prepare the articles of impeachment for submission to the Senate, which would sit as impeachment court. No less than House Speaker Pantaleon Alvarez voted against the committee report.
I believe that the charges against the chairman of the Commission on Elections, Chairman Bautista, are very serious.
On Wednesday morning, Bautista announced he is resigning in December. But endorsers of the complaint believe this was a bluff.
Don't mess with us, congressmen and women. Pag meron ka sasabihin, gawin mo. The 137 congressmen and women saw through the game that he was playing.
He would have bought himself a year free of impeachment kung inaprubahan ng committee report, and therefore, he could decide to stay for a full year, no? In time to sign all contracts for 2019.
Bautista can face impeachment proceedings as he is still in office. If Bautista quits before the Senate trial, this will make his impeachment case moot and academic. Joyce Ila, CNN Philippines.
Now we're hearing from the man himself. Comelec Chairman Andy Bautista takes to social media to respond to the House vote. Bautista posted a statement on Twitter saying it's unfortunate that the House Justice Committee decision was overturned. He says he acknowledges that lawmakers are entitled to their opinion. He adds, while it may be an unnecessary move since he offered to resign effective by year-end, he says he will abide by the Constitution and the rules on impeachment. This morning, Bautista announced before Comelec employees he is stepping down by December, prioritizing his family over his work.
Matagal ko na ring pinagnilayan at pinagdadasal nga kung anong tamang gawin, no? Dahil sa aking sitwasyon na merong issue sa professional, meron din issue sa personal, no? At sa aking palagay, dapat talaga ang pagtuunan ko ng mas maraming pansin at panahon ay ang aking pamilya.
Bautista says this is the perfect time to leave after barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections were moved to May next year.
Kumbaga yung workload ngayon, mas magaan. Nagbigay din ako ng palugit na panahon para mabigyan ang ating Pangulo ng pagkakataong makapili ng papalit sa akin at sana rin magkaroon ng isang seamless and orderly transition.
Bautista's decision came 2 months after a financial feud made public by his estranged wife generated controversy. We're also getting reactions from Comelec Commissioner Rowena Guanzon on Bautista's resignation.
I think it's a good move on his part. And it's good that priority niya yung sabi niya, yung mga anak niya. And but I just want to emphasize na wala naman kaming nakuhang resignation letter sa NBank. Anything can happen before December 21. He can change his mind, he can resign earlier.
House Justice Committee Chair Ray Umali says he expected reactions to Bautista's offer to resign by year-end. Speaking to CNN Philippines, Umali adds the vote on Bautista's impeachment was democracy at work.
I was so elated that he announced his resignation, but when I realized that it was effective end of the year, then that was a different story. And so, I expected some reactions from the members of the House of Representatives. But then when I heard that the Speaker himself did not like it and will vote against the committee report, then I told myself that, this is democracy at work.
Senate President Coco Pimentel also weighs in on the issue. He says if an official resigns, there's no point to remove him from office.
The purpose of impeachment is to separate from government service a high-ranking government official. If that official is already separated from service, there is no more point in proceeding with impeachment, whether in the trial or whether in the impeachment process at the House.